Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a quick, safe side split workout for you. Now, what do I mean when I say safe? Safe includes warming up the body. Safe includes some active flexibility strengthening exercises in addition to passive. There's so many videos out there that claim to help you get your splits in 5 minutes. And while that may work for some people with natural flexibility, children, or people with a dance background, for the rest of us, it could potentially lead to injury. I've gotten this little split follow-along workout down to a short amount of time as I can without feeling too much strain on the body. Of course, if anything ever starts to hurt you in a bad way, make sure you back off, come to a resting pose. And for today's workout, I will not be using any props. But if you are one of my beginner flexibility babies, or you struggle with your splits, you may want to have some yoga blocks handy. It is a chilly, gloomy day on Long Island where I'm shooting, so let's get our bodies warmed up. Just to bring some heat into the body, we are going to start in a plank pose today. I'm going to turn to my left. You can stay facing me, whatever works best for you. I'm going to stack my shoulders over my wrists, shoot my legs back, and I'm holding here. Make sure you squeeze your butt in. And of course, make sure you breathe. If this hurts your wrists, you can go to your forearms as well. From here, booty reaches backwards, and we're in our downward dog, pedaling out the feet. Keep pressing through the hands, rotating those shoulders away from your ears. And on the next exhale, left leg pulls through. Bend the knee, we're in a lunge. Once you find your balance, we're walking up that front thigh and holding this. In this high lunge, I'm focused on squaring off the hips. Whichever leg is back, I like to use that hand to keep pressing the thigh forward. If I can, I maybe open my legs a little wider and sink my body lower. Just make sure your front knee stays behind your front foot and doesn't pronate forward. And if you've been following me, you know I'm going to remind you to breathe, always. If you find that your torso is leaning forward, you can use both hands against your front thigh to push yourself back. At this point, you should be feeling a slight burning sensation in your legs. If you're not, I don't think you're challenging yourself enough. Maybe go a little deeper in your lunge. Next exhale, we'll reach our hands down to the floor, and if you struggle with hamstring flexibility, this would be a great point to grab some yoga blocks. Once your hands are down, we'll work the front leg straight, and we'll rock forward and back, bending the back knee as we lean back, and straightening the back leg behind us, squeezing the booty at the top of our kick as we lean forward. We try and keep the front leg straight the entire time. Only the back knee is bending. As the back leg reaches behind you, you do not have to keep the hips square for this exercise in particular. Focus should be on opening up as wide as you can into your standing split. All right, we're going to take 2 more. A last one. And then we'll re-square off the hips. Keep the back knee bent as we forward fold. Again, if you can't reach the ground, I highly recommend yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, maybe scoot over near a surface that you can hold on to, such as a counter. Or you can always keep your hands on your hips and just keep folding over with a flat back. Whatever gets the job done. And we're going to be here a few more seconds. So I always say this, if any baby wiggles or rocks help you open the hammy a little more, you're welcome to take them. In the next breath or two, we're going to focus on making our way down into our low lunge this time. So in our low lunge, our back knee is on the ground. Front knee is in line with or slightly behind the front foot, and we are squaring off. I'm driving that back thumb down into my gluteal fold, trying to prevent that back leg from turning out. Upper body stays lifted, and as you can see, I'm slightly pushing myself back in order to keep my hips driving forward and down. For funsies, let's take a twist. I replace my left hand with my right and look over that back shoulder. My left hand helps support me by driving into that back thigh. Next exhale, we'll release, look forward again, switch our hands back, and go into a quad stretch, reaching the same arm as back leg up and over and going in to grab that back foot. In order to prevent knee pain here, sink the hips down so the weight comes off the bony part of your knee and instead goes into the softer part of your thigh. You can also always double up your yoga mat or put a cushion under that back knee. Release, and now we're going to come into a super over lunge, wiggling that front leg forward till only the heel is on the ground, sinking the hips back down, and from here I'm trying to balance. Keep squeezing those inner thighs towards each other, and if you don't have a side split yet, this is a perfectly acceptable position to hold. Everyone else, we are going to straighten both legs, slide on down. We're holding a split. Because what better way to get a split than to hold a split? And if your groin is nowhere near the ground, if your split is looking more like the letter V, again, highly recommend yoga blocks. Because we're trying to keep our body nice and upright. We do not want to be leaning forward over that front leg. Why? Because when we lean forward in our split, it puts more of the stretch solely in the hamstring. It could even cause extra strain if you're not ready for it. So please grab something for your hands. When you're ready, slither and slide out of it. And we're going to do the other side. And just in case our bodies got a little cold while we were holding that split, we'll hold another plank just to reheat ourselves back up. Suck it all in. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, hips back on 1, pedal it out. Take a moment to drive both heels down to the ground, and then if you've been doing the same leg as me, it's going to be our right leg forward this time, and we start by walking up. First step is to find your balance. Second step is to square off. Third step is to see if you can open up and sink a little lower. While we're holding this position, now is a great time to remind you to please hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on after the workout, of course. I post lots of flexibility follow-along classes, tutorials, and also beginning aerial silks tutorials too. You can also always let me know in the comments if you have any questions or flexibility aerial silks video requests. We're going to be in this position for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, for 6, 5, 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come to ground. And as a reminder, next up is rocking forward and back, of course, fighting to keep a straight leg as we place our body weight forward over the front leg, and then bending the back knee as we lean back. The big question I get asked is it okay to have a rounded back in this exercise? And the answer is, if you are reaching down to the ground, your back is going to round slightly, unless you have super long arms, which I do not. In your forward folds, you should always be fighting for a flat-ish back, but if you round a little, that's fine. Just one more, and then we'll hold the forward fold. Check in, make sure both hip bones are facing forward. And again, I'm gonna rock my hips side to side. It feels good for my body. And of course, remember to breathe, especially if this is really challenging for you. Focus on inhaling through the nose and letting the breath out through the mouth, nice and slow. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, we'll make our way into our low lunge. Lift, square it off, drive the back hip down. For my new friends, if you need a quick break, you're always welcome to lift a little to release the tension in the hips, but then sink right back down as soon as you feel good. Let's take our twist. For me, my right side is my bad side, so that front leg is screaming right now. Do you all have a bad side? Which side is it? Please let me know in the comments below. Breathing out, we'll start to face forward again, and we'll take it into our quad stretch. As a reminder, it's the same hand as back leg that reaches back to grab that foot. Once you have it, maybe you can sink those hips back down. If you unsquared to reach the back foot, make sure you re-square up and look forward. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing. Making our way into our super over lunge, wiggling that front foot forward until the toes come off the ground. We lift up and balance. This exercise is kind of forcing you to stay square. It's in lieu of holding a square split, which is so easy to cheat on. And on our next exhale, hands to the ground, we'll slide into our full split, whatever that is today. And even though the split does not have to be completely square, we are not doing jazzercise today, so make sure that back leg is as straight as it can be, with the intention of that back hip pulling in and down, squeezing the legs together. For me, little rocks side to side help me open up more. But if your split is super precarious, just try and breathe and relax into it. Knowing that this workout is almost finished, we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently make your way out of there. You made it. Are you alive? Just checking in. So I was aiming to make this workout 10 minutes long, but right now we are past the 12-minute mark. And I, who literally trains my flexibility almost every day of the week, am just starting to feel warm. So if you didn't get as deep as you wanted to today, or if you didn't feel ready to slide into the split, don't feel bad. Flexibility can take time to build. I recommend a minimum of 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. But if you are living that time-crunched life, this video should definitely help you get closer to your splits goals. It also should be a good warm-up for my more advanced friends. This is one more reminder to please hit the like and subscribe button with that notification bell on. Because I am unable to post super consistently, the notification button will alert you every time I am able to post. Also, all the comments, requests, feedback, let her rip. That was me saying goodbye to y'all. That's all for today. Until the next time, have a fit and fabulous day. Bye-bye.